A huge warm welcome. If you're watching on the replay of this live stream, you can feel free to skip ahead by 3 minutes and 33 seconds and get to the content. Otherwise, listen to the pre-show chat. We have David Silk, who is here, present, ready to go. Nice to see David Silk there in the chat. Pete is there as well. Nice to see you, Pete. Ravigo55 in on the chat already, getting ready for the live stream today. It's going to be very, very exciting. Jingles for a hit music radio station. That's today's topic that I'll be covering in depth and in detail here on the show today. So let me know how you're getting on in the chat, and remember to share this video. Always do appreciate it when there's a nice share that goes out before we go live. Good morning to Louis Riviera. Nice to see you. Effective Design is there. Said Youssef. Bojan is there. Nice to see you too. Hello, Joe. Great to have you in on the live chat. So with the spanners so far, we got David, we got Joe. Isabella's usually around as well during this live stream. I'm going to be playing with my Adobe Audition preset template during this session. I've got a few ideas that I want to try out, so we'll see how that goes. Benny Boy's in. You can never be too excited. I know. It's crazy. Trying a little different reverb on me for the pre-show chat. This is plate reverb. I kind of think it's smoother, crisper. Hi, Isabella. Isabella's in with the spanner as well. Said Yusuf will teach me how to get subscribers. Nice. Thanks for that. Yeah, so trying the plate reverb instead of the room reverb. I'm rather liking it. Get ready, here we go. It's about to go live in 1 minute.
Testing the left speaker. Left. Testing the right speaker. Right. Testing phaser. All frequency sweep. Now. Stand by
for Music Radio Creative Live with Mike Russell.
MRC Live. Music Radio Creative Live.
With Mike Russell.
Starting in 30 seconds.
Alright, you, hello and welcome along to the show.
I am ready to improve my audio skills.
That's right, I am ready to improve my audio skills. This is the show for you if you're an audio producer, but not just if you want to get into the world of audio production. If you do anything that is related to audio, so it could be podcasting, it could be DJing in a nightclub every Friday night, it could be hosting your own radio show, it could be a plethora of things. You could... I don't know. You could have a museum of audio. You could run an organisation that needs lots of audio. Any interest in audio, then this is the place for you to be with myself. And by the way,
I am an audio geek.
That's right. So just be aware there might be some technical terms during this session. Very excited to make jingles for a few, not just one, a few hit music radio stations on this session. And of course, as always, your live comments come in and I really appreciate them. So just get them in wherever you're watching, whether that's on YouTube or Facebook. We're also out on Periscope. You can see there's viewers on Twitch right now as well. So it's all very exciting. And lots of other platforms, thanks to Restream. Which, of course, if you fancy restreaming yourself across multiple platforms, you should definitely go to mrc.fm/restream. That's mrc.fm/restream. It's thanks to that organization that I am allowed to send this out over social networks in Russia, in China, India, and other places as well. So it's all very exciting. Right. Let's hop over here and take a look at Adobe Audition, which is what I'm going to be working in for the main amount of this show. Obviously producing some jingles. And I've got 4 different liners here from 4 different voiceover artists. So let's load them in there and have a listen to each one. Let's play this one.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web. Classic rock and today's hits. AZ Rock. Feel it.
Nice. So that's pretty good. We got this one as well.
Fame FM 99.9, the leading radio station in Lebanon. We play hits.
Oh, I like that. I love that tagline. We play hits. We play hits. Might use some pitch shifting on that later. We've also got these liners.
This is Changchun's #1 hit music station, UFM 88.0.
Which I believe is a radio station in China, if I'm correct, that we've worked with. And finally, I'll be working away on this one.
This is our Top Hit 40, today's 40 hottest hits. New in our Top Hit 40.
So lots of little lines.
This is our Top Hit 40, today's 40 hottest hits. New in our Top Hit 40.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is open up multi-track, and we'll start a new session. We'll call it Hit Music Jingles. And template, as always, is MRC, which is my own custom template. If you're interested in getting that yourself, mrc.fm/presets. Join a secret group in our community, by the way, where you can discuss usage of this template and also just other ways to level up your audio production. Now, I thought I'd have a mess about here. I've got voice processed at the top, which has a pitch shifter on it. I was thinking about dropping down a new track here and trying something experimental. Let's try something with, this is
Fame FM 99.9.
I believe that is Sheldon on that liner. And I was just going to have a mess about, I'll call this voiceover, just simple voiceover. And I was going to create another track, but not a track. I was going to create a bus. And have a little experiment with echo here. So echo bus. Let's do that. And so essentially what I've done here is I've popped out a new track and I've used shortcuts because, of course, David Silk, who's watching, is the king of shortcuts and has taught me how to do many of these things faster than I used to. So obviously I started up here at the voice process track. I wanted a brand new track. Usually you can just right-click, you can go to track, add a stereo track, but Alt or Option A if you're on a Mac, will pop you out a new track. And of course, Alt or Option B, Alt if you're on a PC, of course, will pop you out a new bus. So a new stereo track is just essentially just that. It's another track that you can put audio on and mix it together with other audio on other tracks in the multi-track. A bus is somewhere where you can combine one or more tracks together and add the same effects or processing in your effects rack. So what I was going to do with the Echo bus is add in something like a little bit of, let's go for analog delay. Let's choose a preset here. I've got a mic MRC preset that I use quite a bit. Let's go for, some of these are a bit wild. Let's go for public address. That'll be a good place to start because that'll be kind of Tannoy-like, which is kind of good for hit music stations, which like to shout about, we play the hits, that kind of stuff. So that's the Echo bus. Now you'll notice it doesn't work yet.
Fame FM.
Now, what I think I can do, and I haven't tried this for a while, but I think I can use the sends now in the multi-track, and S1, you see send one is nothing at the moment, but I can now choose. So I can say, well, okay, I would like to send this to the Echo bus. So, and let's just zoom this. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here so we can see really what's going on here. So if I send one Echo bus, like that.
Fame FM 99.9.
So that
Fame FM.
should be going to the Echo Bus.
Fame FM.
But what am I not doing right or quite right here at the moment? Let's have a look in the mixer.
Fame FM 99.9.
So
Fame FM.
pre-fader or post-fader, Echo Bus. Yep, that's what we're doing there. Echo Bus. It's picking up this. I need to sort something out here. Don't want to sidechain it. Echo Bus, Echo Bus. Why is that not going to the Echo Bus? Add bus. Stereo.
FM 99.9. The leading radio station in Lebanon.
Let's see if that works if I do a new bus that way. Analog delay.
FM.
Having troubles with my bus today.
Fame FM.
So, maybe it is because, let's go back here. If I say that I want to send this to the Echo Bus,
Fame FM.
that goes to the Echo Bus there. But what I want to do is use a send. I want to actually send it as an extra send. Let's see. Would be nice if I could do that a little more elegantly. Maybe I was trying to be over clever in this particular instance. I'm just going to get rid of that bus there, that extra bus I created.
Fame FM.
So essentially what I'm doing is I wanted to create an extra bus here that would add the echo independently of the track.
Fame FM.
So if you mute that, obviously you won't hear anything. If you solo that,
Fame FM.
you just get the processed echo track. But okay, let's play with it like that for the moment. I was hoping to do something with sends though. Sends, I probably need to look into that a little more carefully. Because I was reading somewhere about doing multiple sends. So essentially I could send something to an Echo Bus. I could also send it elsewhere. And there's the possibility to do multiple sends. But just one send will do for now, I think, at the moment. Hang on. I'm just reading. David says, you have to lift the volume knob to 0 dB. Okay. You have to lift the volume knob. Okay, yeah, that's... You're good, David. You are always my lifesaver when I can't figure out why something's not working. So yes, that would make a lot of sense. So let's take that off that Echo Bus now. Go back to the sends. So what I was hoping to do is send this to my Echo Bus like that. And then, yes, I see here the volume knob there is down at nothing. So if I stick that on 0... Ooh, hang on. Now what have we got? Now we've got absolutely no audio. This is a fun session, isn't it? Let's see. Turn that down again. Let's go back and have a look. Hang on. Master.
Fame FM.
Now we've got that back going on the master. And then it's going to the Echo Bus send here, which we're going to put at 0.
Fame FM.
Still not really figuring out these sends just the way I did have a practice yesterday, and now it's not quite working for me. Why not? Maybe this one?
Fame FM.
Aha! Okay, right, gotcha. Okay, that's very interesting. So that sends
Fame FM.
right.
Fame FM.
Nice.
Fame FM.
Cool. Okay, now I see. All right. So that took a bit of time, but hopefully this is valuable for you because it is a way. Now, I was hoping, and I don't know, David, if you know this, that there's a possibility you can actually send this out to multiple different places or different buses. Or is there only one send per track? That's what I'm wondering. I'm kind of sort of learning here on the fly because everything here says S1. And I was hoping that there'd be more than S1. There'd be a few more sends. So maybe David can comment on that. Yes, sends need volume level set to 0 dB. So obviously now I can control the amplitude of my echo, which is kind of what I was intending to do there by creating a send. So turn this up to 15.
Fame FM.
You get a kind of distorted echo because obviously you're sending that out really loud. Turn it down.
Fame FM.
So you can have that echo nice and subtle. There are 16 sends per track. Wow. I need to have a look. Let's see. Window. Okay, so where am I going to find these sends? I'm kind of on a real learning curve today. Let's have a look here. So, how do I find the other sends? Because at the moment, hang on. Aha! Yeah, there's a little scroll wheel here. You can tell that I haven't played with sends much, but I did want to kind of include it today because there's all kinds of funky stuff you can do. So, for instance, now I have got send 1 set up to a tannoy echo bus.
Fame FM.
And I might turn that up a little bit.
Fame FM.
Sounding good. I can now go to send number 2, and let's create, say, another bus over here. There may be multiple reasons why you'd want to create a bus, but say if you're having all kinds of cool effects. And the reason I wanted to fiddle about and mess with sends on today's session is I'm considering creating an update to my permanent template that will include lots of different sends. I think it might be quite good, particularly when you want to keep the dry voice intact, but you want to kind of layer effects underneath. So I've created another track here called Vocal Synth, and I'm just going to go ahead and put Isotope's Vocal Synth on here. Let's bring that in, and let's do something funky with, the CompuVox over there. Switch the delay off for the moment. I'm going to mute out the echo bus.
Fame FM.
And again, I can see, right, the send volume is down at 0, down at infinity, which means it's muted.
Fame FM.
Right, so that's now sending into Vocal Synth when I select it there as a send.
Fame FM.
Cool.
Fame FM. Fame FM.
Now, I'm just wondering,
Fame FM.
is there a way?
Fame FM.
There's no way to actually solo the effect, the wet effect itself, is there, as far as I can see?
Fame FM.
And then you can go ahead and send these out onwards. So like I could go and send this vocal synth off to the voice effects bus, which is way down at the bottom. That is a bus that I've had set up before, and that has a ton of different processors on. So if I send that out now to voice effects.
Fame FM 99.9.
We get some really cool stuff. And I'm guessing that you can also do automations as well. Again, sort of playing on the fly with this. Yes, you can. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. I thought, I just wanted to kind of go somewhere a little bit new in this session and kind of test the limits of my knowledge in Adobe Audition, because I kind of feel that if you're not pushing your boundaries, then you're not really... so power on, off, brilliant level. Wow. Okay, so let's do something for power on and off on send 1 and send 2. All right, let's see that. So what have we got here? Yeah, we got 2. All right, okay, yeah, cool. Wow. So, yeah, so you can switch it on and off. You see the light over there is going on and off as I move that automation down. So we can really get fine grain on what we want to do here. So I'm going to keep those 2 on at the moment.
Fame FM.
And I'm going to bring this back in.
Fame FM.
So now we've got the tannoy effect and the vocal synth effect going on one track. And it's just a nice way, I think, sending out to different buses. And I'm actually thinking of rejigging my template completely. And this will obviously be an update for any preset owners right now. So that essentially you have the one dry voice track, and then all of the effects you want to bring in, you can do so using automations, and then they'd all be on buses. So that might be quite a good way of doing it. So yeah, David is absolutely right. I'm kind of having a teach myself on the fly show today. You're absolutely right.
Monday to Friday live.
Yeah, it's Mike Russell here, and welcome to the live stream. I hope you don't mind me kind of playing and learning with sends on the fly, and hopefully you all get something valuable out of it as well. But I'm going to get into producing the jingles right next after your comments. Yeah, it's me. It's Mike Russell here at Music Radio Creative. So, that was a fun starting 15 minutes, and it must have been particularly fun for you if you're listening on the podcast, by the way, which you can download at mrc.fm/podcast. Right, let's take a look at what you've been saying in the chat since I begun. Lots of you getting the notification from YouTube that we've been live today, which is good to see, including Benny Boy, David Silk as well. Effective Design says, I used some lessons to help a friend last night. How to make the voice bigger and godlike, which sounds awesome. Joe says, didn't get a notification yesterday, but did today. I think YouTube is a bit random with its algorithm as to when it notifies you whether I'm live or not. So there is actually a cool new app you can check out, which I recommend. Oh, I just see my inbox in front of me. And I've got the notification that I'm live. So that's good that YouTube has let me know that I'm live. Take a look at this app here. It's well worth downloading. I've spoken to one of the founders last week, and I'm on there already. My username is Mike Russell, and it's Stream Time. So if you've got iOS, go and download the app Stream Time and follow me. I'm Mike Russell, and it's kind of like they're describing it as a modern-day TV guide for live streaming. It's coming soon for Android as well. I'm a new Android user, so I'm very delighted to hear that, but I will be using it. I've got an iPad here, so I can still use it, but it's very good, and you can find other live streamers you want to watch as well across all the different platforms, so definitely worth a shout out. Also wanted to shout out Nick Nimin on the show as well. Nick is a YouTuber. He's a YouTube producer. Let's find his channel. Nick Nimin gave me a shout on one of his videos the other week. It's youtube.com/Nick Nimin is where you need to go. He's got an awesome channel on YouTube and video tips, and was kind enough to give me a shout out on one of his recent videos. Let's see if I can find it. Top 5 channels YouTubers need to watch. And Nick gave me a mention. Let's just go through here and find the section here. Here it is. Awesome channel that he's got. And let's have a listen. Where is it? Where's the bit?
In addition to the tips, he actually does it all in a really cool way. So while you're watching his videos, make sure that you're really analyzing his editing style and how he's actually putting everything together. Number 2 on the list is Mike Russell. He is amazing at audio processing, and his entire channel basically teaches people how to process audio so that you can take the audio that you have and you can make it sound awesome with his tutorials.
Really cool stuff.
I have learned a ton from Mike, and Mike, if you're watching this, thank you. I've learned a ton from Mike and how he processes his audio, and because of what I've learned from Mike, it helps me make my audio sound better. You know, like what you're hearing right now, it helps me be able to accomplish that.
So that's Nick Nimin, and definitely recommend that you subscribe to Nick's channel at youtube.com/Nick Nimin with an N at the end. What else have we got here? We've got Juan's in the house. Nice to see you, Juan. Very good to see you watching live right now as well. And a ton of other good stuff as well going on, including Francoise as well, saying it's good to see you there. Yes, we're all audio geeks here. What else? Oakley, hey Mike, good to see you. Hope you're doing fine. And your tooth is okay. Actually, it's fine. I never had my wisdom teeth removed. They said I didn't really need them removed, which was kind of good news for me. David Silk, thank you for all the help there with getting my sends sorted out. I'm very, very grateful. And a ton of other great stuff as well. Gameplay Magic. Sorry if I don't read everyone out, but I'm doing my best right now. Joe says bitrate is too high for Mike to stream and play YouTube at the same time. Is that true? Too high to stream and play YouTube at the same time. David says, I was carrying out ENCN in multitrack last night. Am I correct? You have to go back to WAV form to normalize, or waveform to normalize. Also, that does not show in the chain in multitrack. Yes, that's right. You can't normalize in the multitrack. You can increase amplitude, but you can't normalize. So, for instance, when I get onto an order, let's see here. So this one, or potentially this one, we could do with some normalization. You just go here, favorites, normalize. But of course now, multitrack has a really good feature called match clip loudness, and you can do this on all of your clips. And that's not changing the volume or the amplitude on the display. But what it does, if I zoom in a bit, you should be able to see the number here. Oh, it's just off the screen. just off the screen. Let's try and move it into view. Over here, minus 5.26 dB. When I'm matching the clip loudness, then you're essentially getting non-destructive normalization, I would say. Earl Hall Studio is in the house. Nice to see you, Earl Hall. So really, really good stuff. Lots of good comments. And of course, I will get back to any questions you have in 10 minutes from now. So, okay, we played with some sends. I've kind of taught myself on the fly a little bit there, but now I have two very good solid sends here that I'm using vocal synth for.
Fame FM.
And we've also got the echo bus, and I can choose whether to have them on or off. So I might say that I don't want the electro voice to start, so switch it off.
Fame FM.
So then I've just got the tannoy, and then
Fame FM 99.9.
So I can put effects on and off, and I think actually creating sends and buses may be a good way for me to consider doing effects in the future. Next thing I want to do is go over to my voice effects bus, which is one that I already have set up, and over here I can really get fine-grained on maybe putting some reverb on. So let's turn the wetness up.
Fame FM 99.9, the leading radio station in Lebanon.
And of course that's not hopping out to the voice effects bus, so let's make sure we do that. Bus voice effects.
Fame FM 99.9.
So you can hear lots of wet reverb. Let's turn that down.
Fame FM 99.9.
So now we've got analog delay, we've got studio reverb, and we've got vocal synth coming into the mix. So a ton of really cool stuff going on there. So now that's all running through the voice effects bus, what I'm going to do is also put special mastering here from Audition, and usually I go for the subtle clarity here. This will really punch out the voice. I mean, Sheldon's voice is already pretty well processed, but we can still do more with this.
Fame FM.
So as you can hear the loudness maximizer, crunch it down to a sausage.
Fame FM 99.9.
That's really crunchy. In fact, I'm going to put the mastering before the reverb, otherwise it's going to suck up the reverb.
Fame FM 99.9.
Rather harsh, but that's how they do it certainly on a hit music station. The exciter is another thing that's well worth using, distorting those trebles.
Fame FM 99.9, the leading radio station in Lebanon.
So now with a ton of exciter on the voice and a lot of loudness maximizer, you are getting that.
We play hits.
We're getting that real, obviously from my neck of the woods where I'm from. I'm near London, so I listen to Capital occasionally with the great Howard Ritchie doing the voiceovers there. And his voice, like if you hear Howard Ritchie talk normally, like I've heard him on multiple podcasts talking, and he's just like, yeah, mate, yeah, it's Howard here. How you doing? You all right? But when he's on Capital as the station voice, he's like, Capital, like that, and his voice sounds really distorted and amazingly sort of processed. Well, this is kind of what's going on under the hood. You've got a lot of exciter, a lot of loudness maximizer, code name for compression, by the way, in the mastering effect, and you're getting this effect.
We play hits.
So if you listen to Capital, and obviously I know now Capital is not a London thing anymore, it's a UK thing. So yeah, if you're down on the South Coast where I am, I listen to Capital South Coast. But there's I was in Manchester the other week. There's Capital Manchester, and obviously if you're in another part of the world, if you're in the US, there are stations like Kiss Los Angeles and Z100 New York. They tend to use effects very much like this.
We play hits.
So now we've got a really cool, fat-sounding voice. What do we do to get that? Well, first and foremost, we started in a voiceover track that I created with nothing on. Then I created two sends, Vocal Synth for Isotope's Vocal Synth third-party plugin, which adds that computer voice.
99.9.
Let's actually turn up the send to that. Back to our sends here. Turn that up a bit.
99.9.
Bit more.
99.9.
So you can really hear that electronic voice distorting through. And then we got the tannoy on another bus. We can use envelope automations here to switch the tannoy on and off if we wish. And then down here on voice effects, well, I've got my standard template stuff that I use. The de-esser, scientific filter, dynamics processing. Speech volume leveler here is really helpful in getting all the speech to the same volume. Hard limiting, parametric EQ, just to make the audio sound great, and multiband compressor as well. Use that sparingly because too much multiband compression, particularly if it's set up wrong, can sound awful. And then we got mastering, which is the hit music sound, the exciter and the loudness maximizer working away there. And finally, a very, very subtle bit of studio reverb. Again, this is one I have preset with my favorite settings in my template, and it works quite well. So now we've done all of that, and we've got our really cool sounding hit music voiceover. I guess we'll want to bring in some effects, and we'll go to our library here. I've got lots and lots of imaging effects. People often ask me, where do you get radio imaging sound effects? And I just had my beautiful assistant, Isabella, bring a glass of water, which is very kind. She's very thoughtful, always thinking of me when I'm live streaming. There is nothing like live water when you're doing... Live water? What am I talking about? There's nothing like a glass of water when you're live streaming. If you would like to get a set of imaging effects to use yourself and copy what I'm doing, I obviously didn't switch this do not disturb on. I'm going to switch that on now because Isabella's just apologized to me on Slack. You might have seen the notification saying, sorry, it took so long. Yes, a tip, Isabella, never swear at me when I'm live streaming, just in case I forget to switch off notifications. Not that she does anyway. Now, I was going to go to musicradiocreative.com, which of course is the our business website, and if you want to get your own imaging effects to play around with, you can go to instant downloads here and click sound effects and music, and we've got different work part libraries here. If you click show more, you can get access to all kinds of stuff. The full kit and caboodle is available. That's everything we have in our Music Radio Creative Imaging library. Or if you want to get started, On Air Sweepers is a pretty good package. Retails at £40, just under 40 British pounds, or if you're in the United States, just under $60. So that's all at musicradiocreative.com/radio. So now I'm going to introduce some effects. We got short effects, woof, like that, which would actually work quite well on an effects track, of course, around here.
We play hits.
There we go, and that's quite cool because
we play hits.
I'm actually going to turn the voice effects bus down because I can see that's actually quite loud. Let's pop that open and turn that down.
AIM FM. We play hits.
Cool.
We play hits.
So there's our first bit. Now, obviously, I've set up an automation there. I'm going to have to change it because I'm moving this around now, but let's just move that on.
Lebanon. We play hits.
And introduce more stuff. The funny thing is, usually I start from the start and I work my way to the end, but there's nothing wrong with reverse engineering. Sometimes just to challenge myself, I will actually build a sweeper or sometimes even a promo backwards. So I'll start at the end and I'll start building all the elements in backwards. Don't ask me why I do that. It's just one of those funny quirks. I don't know if other audio producers do that, but I kind of feel in the mood to build backwards today. So please work with me as I do that. There's a nice riser. Oh, let's find the beat of that riser. Where is it? About there, isn't it? So let's try it there and see how it sounds in context.
In Lebanon, we play hits. The leading radio station in Lebanon, we play hits.
That's cool. That is actually cool. That's blowing my mind a little bit. Let's just do fade outs on that and that and that. So now we've got this.
Fame FM 99.9, the leading radio station in Lebanon. We play hits.
And I'm going to bring in FX with a tail over here.
Fame FM. Fame FM. Fame FM.
Now, one thing I was taught very early on in certainly in radio production is give the sound effect a moment to establish itself before you bang a voiceover in. So what that means is all of that part gets to play raw, dry, and uninterrupted without any voiceover over the top. If you just kind of bang in like this,
Fame FM,
you didn't give that sound effect any chance to establish itself and really sort of become a part of the mix. So what I'm intending to do here is, let's see.
Fame.
Bring that back.
Fame. Fame FM.
And then I'm going to switch off that automation there, which contains the electro-robotic voice.
Fame FM 99.9.
Okay, we need a beep beep, I think. Not really, no. Something like... No. Oh, that could work. Never be afraid, by the way, to edit sound effects. Don't feel you always have to use sound effects as is when producing. That's the fun of them.
99.
You see, that's the only bit of the sound effect I want. I didn't want all of that. I just wanted this. See? And I can do a couple of fade envelopes to make it nice and smooth. By the way, in the next version of Adobe Audition, this is going to be mind-blowing. You are going to be able to drag just one of these corners and hold down, I think it's Command or Alt. You can't do it now. But in the next version, you'll be able to do that, and it will symmetrically do fades on either side of the waveform, which I think is a really, really cool thing. I can't wait for that to come out. They've said on all of their blog posts by the end of the year, before the end of the year. Now, as I've said before, I have no insider knowledge on this, but I know that Adobe do have a big conference coming up in October in Las Vegas called Adobe Max. And if we look at the history of Adobe updates, they do usually tend to follow big Adobe conferences. So sometime towards the end of October may be interesting. Like I say, I have no idea whether that will be the case or not. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that update, along with the auto ducking and a load of other cool stuff that's coming to Audition before the end of the year. So let's play this.
Fame FM 99.9, the leading radio station in Lebanon. We play hits.
That's a pretty basic hit music station sweep. I'll get on something else in a minute. I'll also get back to your chat. I just want to do one last thing to sort of plaster this up, and that is... Oh, yeah. Let's see how that'll work.
The leading radio...
Let's shorten this down like that.
The leading radio station in Lebanon.
So now we've got a finalized sweeper here. And let's actually mix it down, the entire session here. And then maybe master it and play it back. And then I will get back to your comments, which I see are coming in. It's very nice of you to do that. Special mastering. Again, we'll just go for subtle clarity and see how that's going to work.
Fame FM 99.9, the leading radio station in Lebanon. We play hits.
So very harsh, very aggressive, very compressed, and will sound absolutely killer between two pop music tracks, because of course pop music very compressed as well, as you know, and this will just really, this style of production will really help. And as you can see, really heavy processing on the voice. Just for a comparison for you, let's listen to the original voice, which is this. This is our original voice.
Fame FM.
Which I have to say, I think Sheldon already has a bit of compression and EQ on his voice already.
Fame FM.
And we turned him into this.
Fame FM.
So yeah, huge difference in processing power that you can do there with a few sends, a few effects, bit of mastering, bit of multiband compression, loads of stuff all thrown into the pot. And that's the kind of result that you can come up with in the end when you're working really hard to make something sound good. By the way, if you ever want to get on and chat to me when I'm live streaming, so for instance right now, you can call a special number. It's a US phone number and it'll get you through to us. This is the number to call. 415-800-1055. And remember, it's a US number, so normal operator charges apply.
MusicRadioCreative.com.
I love it so much. And yeah, do please call that number at any time. If you've got a question and you think I'm ignoring the live chat, why not just call the number 415-800-1055 and add +1. And I noticed, actually, I've got to catch up with some of the posts in the community over the last few days. Paul Orr has shared a project here in the community. You can join it if you're not already a member, community.musicradiocreative.com. And as you can see on the screen here, Paul Orr has done a lovely jingle, a sweeper jingle, promoting the call-in number to get on live with me. So let's listen to Paul's version. Here it is. Let's play.
Lucky caller number 1 gets to speak to Mike Russell live around the globe. Call now and broadcast like you've never broadcast before. 415-800-1055. That's country code 1. 415-800-1055.
I love it. That's awesome. Paul Orr there in the community created a little sweeper with the phone number. So you can call that number and it comes direct through to me here at Music Radio Creative. It rings live while I'm on air and I'll just take the line and you'll be on. Right, let's have a look at some of the comments and some of the chat that you've been getting down to, because I know you've been saying a lot of stuff in the chat and I want to try and catch up with it. So what have we got here? Greetings from Venezuela, says Alexander. Nice to see you there. Joe says, I follow Nick too. That was my mention of Nick Nimmin. Awesome YouTuber. I'm going to be subscribing and watching more of Nick's videos because he just gives awesome tips for YouTube creators, which I am one. So yes, really cool stuff. What else have we got here? The streaming was pausing earlier. I hope we're back with you now. What else have we got here? Nothing wrong with learning on the fly, says Isabella. That's good, yes. Expanding the boundaries there. Live water, says Janello, yeah. That's my live water that I'm drinking right now, live. Do you read chats? Akshay asks, yes, I do. GK answers he does all the time, every 15 minutes. Thank you, David, for letting Akshay know. Can you read the chat, Mike? Yes, I'm reading the chat now. I'm reading the chat right now. Liam's in and catching up. If you've just tuned in, you have missed the full processing session on a voice. You've missed me learning on the fly, setting up some sends, which actually I'm delighted with. David Silk uses them all the time. David is still really wishing for MIDI, so let's put the intention out there to the universe, particularly as I have the universe behind me right now. Let's put the intention out there to the universe that one day Adobe Audition will contain MIDI. Okay, let's put it out there all together. I believe if we all think right now about MIDI and Adobe Audition, one day it's going to happen. Okay, just put the intention out there. That was a weird effect there where I blocked out the lights. Oh, creepy horror effect. It's nearly Halloween. So yeah, very interesting stuff. What else have we got in the chat here? What's the name of the plugins? Janello's asking. The mastering plugin. That's native. That's in Adobe Audition. It's just in Effects Special Mastering, and that's it comes with Adobe Audition. Even though I use a lot of Waves audio stuff and stuff from Isotope, Melda Productions as well, I do like to stick with the stock Adobe stuff because it's really good. I've had to reinforce my monitor screen. Now you've started headbanging. Hang on, shall we do it again?
415-800-1055.
Oh, I just can't stop headbanging. It's just fantastic. Love it so much.
MusicRadioCreative.com.
I'm so sorry, David, if your monitor falls off the wall there, but I do like to give it a good knock when I'm dancing along to the music. Madracom's in from Germany. We've got Junior from Brazil who's tuned in as well. Is the mastering effect you just used a very basic form of mastering, say like Isotope's plugins? Yeah, it is. It kind of is, really. I mean, it does the job. I mean, pretty much anything you can do with any audio plugin, I reckon, can be done with native Adobe Audition stock. It's just that some plugins, like Waves H Delay and Isotope Neutron, do it in a sexier way. That's all. So you're kind of paying for the interface, I guess the convenience, you're paying for the presets and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's definitely value in getting those plugins, and I use them all the time. But yeah, I mean, if you had unlimited time on your hands and you wanted to set up loads of sends and make it all happen yourself, I have no doubt you could pretty much emulate any plugin, apart from synthesizers and noise generators. There are some really good stuff, and I guess vocal synth, actually, Isotope vocal synth, that's one I will always say is worth buying. If you're in the imaging game or you're looking to get into imaging, if there's one plugin you should buy, it is Isotope vocal synth. I love that plugin so much, and I don't think I could easily do the effects in Adobe Audition that can do. Quantum BW, one advantage of sending audio to multiple effects buses, you can EQ that send. Sending too much bass or treble to effects builds up bass or high-end sibilance, makes muddy or bad intelligibility. Wow. Really? EQing. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but that's a great idea. What else have we got? Anthony Hall's in. Nice to see you, Anthony. Greetings, everyone. Recovering from the hurricane. My goodness, I hope you're okay. To my friends in America, who were recently affected by the hurricane. There were two of them, weren't there, recently in America? And good to hear that you're recovering, because Anthony is obviously in Florida. Jacksonville, isn't it? I saw some of the footage, and my goodness, just good to hear that you're back, Anthony, and with us, up and streaming to Facebook and YouTube, and an audio stream as well. So everything's all back up and running. That's really good to hear. Carl Zarashe, Mike Russell is so cool. You're very kind. Thanks for saying that. Where can I find sound effects? Chad has asked. Go to musicradiocreative.com/radio. Instant download section, and you'll find a load of stuff in there for you to get for your imaging. I have my own version of the jingle and love it. Oh, you mean this jingle? Yeah. Well, I rather like it too. It's rather funky, isn't it? 415-800-1055. Don't be shy. If you want to get on with me in the last 19 minutes, you can call me. I'd be delighted to hear from you. Otherwise, I'll just crack on and read out more of your wonderful comments. And of course, get down to some production too. Shad says the jingle is so nice. So nice. So there we go. Right, let's hop back into Adobe Audition here. Screen sharing away. So earlier on, made this jingle.
Fame FM 99.9, the leading radio station in Lebanon. We play hits.
Now I'm going to have a challenge here with, I think, it does not match the sample rate. Oh dear. Yes, always record in 44-100. Sample rate at 44-100 hertz. Sometimes voice artists record in 4800. Maybe they're used to working with video, which of course is the standard for video.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web.
Okay, so we got some funky effects going on there. I think I'm going to create a brand new track here, and I'll just call it Female Voiceover. And let's really compress this, make it sound good.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web.
So that's what we've got to start with, and then I'm going to let's have a look here. Let's create some new buses. There we go, a couple of buses, and we can add some effects in. So what we're going to add over here, I think I will add... Well, actually, first of all, I'm going to route this through to the voice effects bus.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web.
So that's really good. And I think I could do with more exciter on this voice. It will just sort of add to the stereo effect.
Puerto Rico's newest...
Maybe change from tape to tube.
Puerto Rico's new...
Or retro.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web.
Yeah, retro sounds warmest to me. I'm going to turn the loudness maximizer up a bit more.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web.
And what I might do here is a very, very, very subtle change. I'm going to call this stereo pitch. Stereo... Oh, I can't write today. Stereo pitch. There we go. And then I'll put on the pitch shifter here. And let's see. Let's just go to default here.
Puerto Rico's...
Now, I need to send it to that stereo pitch send. Boom, like that. Turn it up.
Puerto Rico...
Whoa. Okay, turn it down.
Puerto Rico's newest radio...
Right, I'm going to be really, really subtle here. Instead of going up semitones, I'm going to go up cents.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web. Classic rock and today's hits. AZ Rock. Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web.
Can you hear how that's affecting things? And I can actually pan this bus over to the left and bring this up a bit.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web.
Can you hear, if you're listening in stereo now, a bit of a stereo effect. So we'll call this stereo pitch L. And I'm going to have over here stereo pitch R. So we get a really nice sound on this female voice. Obviously EQ can help us, but when in doubt, let's go for a bit of pitch here. And again, we'll default that and we'll move this.
Puerto Rico's...
Let's move that all the way to the right.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web.
What did I do with the first pitch shifter? The first pitch shifter has gone, let's put that all the way up. Well, no, maybe up to about 50 there. And then the pitch shifter on the right channel, we're going to put down by 50.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web. Classic rock and today's hits.
Okay, so we're getting that nice kind of stereo effect now, which I really quite like. I'm thinking about doing something else. Let's do match loudness. And again, you'll see here, we've got, now this is interesting. Obviously, if I move that into view, you can see here it's increased by 3.12 dB, which is an interesting contrast to Sheldon, who I was working with earlier. Let's see if I can zoom that into view, who was decreased by minus 5.26 dB. So quite a stark difference there in the recording levels of those voiceovers, but that should help even things out. Let's have a listen.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web.
Okay, so we've gone from dry voice.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web.
To this.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web.
And I'm just wondering if I can do something like this.
Web, classic rock and today's hits. Web, classic rock and today's hits.
So I'm using the original stuff that I set up for Sheldon earlier, and then over here.
AZ Rock. Feel it. AZ Rock.
Let's go and use one of my older effects. Just zoom this out like so. And we'll move that down to chorus.
AZ Rock.
Nice stereo sound there. And then I wanted to do a bit of pitch shifting up here on an automation. So let's just bring that in like so. Overlay a few times.
Feel it. Feel it.
And then pop on the pitch shifter here, like so. And maybe pitch her down a little bit.
Feel it. Feel it.
Feel it.
Feel it.
Feel it. Feel it. Feel it. Feel it. Feel it.
Okay, so that's cool. And then we'll get rid of the rest. Do a little fade out envelope over there. Little fade in envelope over here.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web. Classic rock and today's hits. AZ Rock. Feel it.
Okay, so that's the, I could actually tidy that up a little bit. Make the crossfades a little more prominent on this so that we've got stuff that's overlapping. Now, this is another thing that's changing when the updates drop for Adobe Audition CC. I don't think it's any secret, as I've seen some of the videos from the IBC show in Amsterdam on YouTube Live. And Jason Levine, who I mentioned yesterday, has been superbly demonstrating some of the new features in Adobe Audition, the next Adobe Audition. And those of you who were observant and looked up here at the very top, where it says Adobe Audition CC 2017, I did happen to notice that the version they were using at IBC said Adobe Audition CC 2018. So yes, I have a feeling that will be the name of the new Adobe Audition. I guess not really a secret, is it? It's kind of logical, isn't it? Although, whatever happened to Adobe Audition CC 2016? That is the question. Right, here we are with everything all put together nicely.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web. Classic rock and today's hits. AZ Rock. Feel it.
That sounds much better now on the stuttering there. Then I might go in and choose some effects. So we'll start off effects with the tail. That should work.
Puerto Rico.
Whoa. And I'm going to get back to your comments, by the way. I'm just going to tidy this up, and then we'll spend the last section of the show just shouting out any comments or questions you have. So wherever you're watching right now, post those comments or questions. Let me know where you're watching from, especially if you're on Facebook Live. Where are you watching right now from on Facebook? Let me know, and I'll shout you out in about 5 minutes.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web. Puerto Rico's newest.
Newest. We could do something with the word newest, seeing as it's all about
newest.
It's all about highlighting words that we want to get across in our imaging.
Newest radio.
Not like that though, like this. Let's try this.
Newest radio on the. Newest radio on.
Let's bring that right down in pitch.
Newest radio on the web. Newest. Rico's newest radio on the web. Rico's newest radio on the
Maybe this is a good idea, or maybe not. Let's just try it.
Rico's newest radio on the web. Rico's newest radio on the web.
Probably going to need a sort of effect around that to make it punch out.
Puerto Rico's newest radio. Puerto Rico's newest radio on.
That's out of sync.
Puerto Rico's newest radio. Puerto Rico's newest radio on.
Better.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web. Classic.
Let's bring the rest of that effect in.
On the web. Classic rock and today's hits.
Classic rock, you say? Classic rock.
Web. Classic rock and today's hits.
That's kind of nice.
Radio on the web. Classic rock and radio on the web. Classic rock.
Oh, I'm so glad it's there. Let's create another send. Seeing I'm in the mood of creating sends, let's call it distorted. And then we'll go down. Yeah. Gosh, if I blinked, I would have missed that control to scroll through my sends here. Distorted send here. And we're just going to add the distortion effect to this send. Where are we? Special, distortion. It's a special effect. What we've got, Snakeskin's a good one.
Classic rock and today's hits.
Turn, of course, the volume knob up on there. So let's get into that. Turn that up.
Classic rock and today's hits. Classic rock and today's hits.
No, actually, no. Not going to do that. Going to do something different. Rather than try and use a send, I am going to pop this down to a new track.
And today's hits.
Just the classic rock is the bit that I want to highlight there. And let's go in and find a Waves plugin from the One Knob series, which is very good for the effect I want. One Knob driver. Let's turn that up.
The web. Classic rock. The web. Classic rock.
And now obviously I need to send that out to the voice effects bus so it gets some processing on it. There it is.
The web. Classic rock and today's hits.
Something like that might work.
The web. Classic rock and today's hits.
Let's just pull that back a bit.
Web. Classic rock and today's hits.
Need a better crossover here. Let's see what we can do here.
Classic rock and today's hits. Classic rock and today's hits. Classic rock. Rock and today's hits. Rock and today's hits.
No, that's not even noticeable, that, is it?
Classic rock and today's hits. AZ Rock. Feel it.
There you go. So that's really cool stuff. Yeah. And I might even sort of pop in like a little bit of guitar if I wanted as well, seeing as the word classic rock is mentioned there. Let's just go into music beds. See if we've got rock there. I'm just wondering if we got anything a little yeah. Now maybe we'll just go into rock, see what we got in here. Aha, perfect. Oh wow, that's all we need, just a stinger like that.
On the web, classic rock and today's hits. AZ. On the web, classic rock and today's hits. AZ Rock. Feel it.
Nice. Okay. And obviously more can be done with that. But let's mix down what we have created so far in this session. And then I'll play, obviously, this one and the other one that I made earlier. Then I'll get back to some of your comments for the rest of this show. So just mixing down the time selection, which again, in the newest version of Adobe Audition, mixdowns will be up to 400% faster. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to add some more mastering to this. Let's master. And
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web. Classic rock and today's hits. AZ Rock. Feel it.
There we go. And obviously I didn't do some fade outs there. So as you can see, especially in spectral frequency, there's an effect there I could have faded off because you can kind of hear it harshly ending. There. Let's just track that one down. What is that one?
AZ Rock. Feel it.
think it is that effect there. So let's just isolate that, pull that down.
Feel it.
Yeah, that's smoother, isn't it?
Feel it.
I'm going to make that even smoother by doing that.
Feel it.
Yeah, because sometimes sound effects that you'll use in imaging, even though you have all of the audio there, it just so happens that sometimes they're cut off before they actually decay, so you kind of get a hard end to a sound effect. And when you compress the heck out of sound effects, you say, why did that sound effect end abruptly? Yeah, that looks better in Spectral, doesn't it? So again, effects, special, mastering. Let's do that.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web. Classic rock and today's hits. AZ Rock. Feel it.
There you go. There's more of a rocky hit music station sweeper. And we started off with Sheldon, of course.
Fame FM 99.9, the leading radio station in Lebanon. We play hits.
So there you have it. That's how it works. Another MRC Live. I'm going to get to your comments for the last section of the show. And of course, if you're watching the replay, I very much appreciate you being there. We're live every weekday from 2 p.m. UK time. Do hope you can join in. It's always good fun. Always great to have you here, by the way. And talk audio production and more.
Audio production and more. This is Mike Russell on musicradiocreative.com.
Love the jingles. Absolutely love the jingles. With thanks to Isabella for making that happen. She makes a lot happen. And those jingles, I think, sound absolutely awesome. So what have we got here? Let's have a look. So, yes, people commenting on the jingles being so nice. What else have we got here? Delay on the effects allows returning sibilants not to hit the same time as the main voice track. That's good information here from Quantum BW. It's Delicia, one of the newly added voices to the MRC team. So let me just showcase Delicia one more time. She has got a delicious voice.
Puerto Rico's newest radio on the web. Classic rock and today's hits. AZ Rock. Feel it.
Delicia. So remember, Delicia. Actually, let's look her up on the website right now. If we go into the website and click Make a Jingle, this is at musicradiocreative.com. Start now. Let's see if Delicia is in the listing already. Delicia. Am I missing something? Where are you, Delicia? She must be in there. Or maybe she hasn't gone live yet. It's quite possible. Delicia, there we go. Wow. She's got really cool purple hair. Look at that. Wow, let's have a listen to Delicia's demo.
This is Radio Superstar Haiti, 102.9 FM. Welcome to Inversion Radio with Danko Skystone. All the latest deep house, tech house, techno, and progressive house. You are listening to Inversion Radio. Radio KFOR 90.2.
So there you go. There's a taste of Delicia's demo. Musicradiocreative.com. If you're interested in her voice, Paige Williams says she sounds great. And Isabella says she's lovely. Very unique sound. Good sound for imaging, I have to say. Very good sound for imaging. What else have we got here? Alpha Teen says hi. Mark Reed is watching from the UK. Paige is watching from Grand Cayman. Wow, awesome stuff. Thank you. Really appreciate it, Alpha Teen. The program I'm using is Adobe Audition. Madracom's watching from Germany. We've got Ronald watching from Cambridge, Ontario, Canada on Facebook Live. James says afternoon. Matende says I have voice work recorded with a cell phone. It has a robotic effect. How can I correct it with Audition? Don't use a cell phone. Use a condenser mic. Joseph is watching from Delaware, USA. Charlie DJ's there as well. Thanks, David, for sharing the link to Waves audio plugins. You want 10% off? mrc.fm/waves is the place to go. What else have we got? Ravigo is there, and David Lewis as well. Haven't got time for any more comments. I really apologize if I missed yours. I didn't do it deliberately. I just try to get through as many as I can. But do continue the conversation over at community.musicradiocreative.com. And I will be back tomorrow, same time for Wednesday's show from 2 p.m. UK time.